Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the rainy Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when you stop giving the narcissist chances. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So when you were in the relationship, what were you doing? You were putting out the fires the narcissist was starting. You were giving them more and more chances. You were working for the narcissist. You were putting your health to the side. You were putting your finances to the side. Your relationships went wayward. You did everything you possibly could that the narcissist wanted you to do and more. And the narcissist knew this. This is what they do with people. They chew people up and spit them out. They crumble them up like a sheet of paper and throw them away on the freeway. Don't want to be graphic, but it's what these people do. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And when you were in that relationship, you were giving them more and more chances. You kept on ignoring your instincts, ignoring your intuition, not paying attention to the red flags, and you stayed in that relationship. Now, was that your fault? Absolutely not. You were in a place called the trauma bond. You were in a place that you did not even know existed because the narcissist had reinforced their actions with you in the beginning of that relationship, meaning you didn't know what would happen when the front door would open. Would it be a positive reinforcement or a negative reinforcement? Would you get the silent treatment or would you get a little speck of the fake love bomb? You see, the narcissist knows how to press on the gas pedal of abuse. They know what to do to keep people stuck. They know what to do to keep people in the relationship with them. They know what to do to get people to fall into the relationship with them because the narcissist is a master manipulator. Again, I will say this to you one more time. If the narcissist walked up to you and gave you the 2-page report and said, this is who I am, this is what I've done with others, this is what I will do with you, and I'm only going to be in your life for a period of time, and I will take everything I possibly can, and I will leave you on the side of the freeway crumpled up. If they told you that, you would have said thank you, but no thank you, and you would have left immediately. Because there are 8 billion people on the planet, and you don't need to be in a relationship with a toxic narcissist. But again, you didn't know that narcissism was prevalent. You were not taught this in school, so you did not have the wisdom. You just were ignoring so many signs when you were in that relationship. So, example, when you met the narcissist, you probably were in a vulnerable position. Maybe you just lost a loved one, or you just relocated, or you just started a new hobby group, or you just started a new day at work, a new job. There are so many different ways on how the narcissist will size you up and figure out who you are, what makes you tick, and if you are in fact vulnerable. Let's take the spouse as an example. Let's say that your spouse passed and your spouse was not a narcissist. They were a stable, healthy, kind, loving person. Okay. Well, after that happened, maybe some time went by and you grieved the passing of your spouse. And then maybe you were saying, you know, I still have a lot of life in me. I want to get back out there and start dating again. Well, what happened? The narcissist is who you encountered. And they were playing on your heartstrings. They were saying how fortunate they were to meet you and that you're such an amazing person. And they would probably say things about your spouse, sorry, not your ex, your spouse. And they would try and get really close to you. And the next thing you knew it, their dirty fangs were sunken into you, and you went from friendship to romance, from romance to roommates, meaning they moved in with you, and then they took over your house. They took over your kitchen table, they took over your dining room table, they took over certain rooms, your closet was squeezed out, meaning they were overtaking that. This is what the narcissist wants to do. They want to insidiously blend in with society, creep into people's lives, and they want to take as much as they can from those people because the narcissist has no love, they have no empathy, they want to play on people's heartstrings, they want to play on people's vulnerabilities. And when you were in that relationship, number one, you didn't know what narcissism was. Number two, you didn't know that it existed. 3, you kept on giving that person more and more chances. You were thinking that they would change. You were thinking that they could improve. You were thinking that they would keep their word. You were thinking that their behaviors would definitely get better. But this is not what happens in every narcissistic relationship. What happens is the narcissist does whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, and they don't care about anybody at all but themselves. So once the narcissist knew that they had you in a vulnerable position, they began to pull back. They began to slowly, insidiously pull away from you. And when they were pulling away from you, this is part of the devaluation stage, that's when you wanted to be with them more and more and more, and you were missing them, and you were thinking about them, and you were checking your smartphone every 5 minutes, and you were checking your emails, and if the phone would ring, you would answer immediately, hoping it was the narcissist, because you were looking for that dopamine hit, or that adrenaline hit, or you were looking for that hit of whatever you want to call it, that attached you and kept you stuck with the narcissist. Now, bear in mind, the narcissist knows what they're doing. They know how to positively reinforce relationships, but they know how to reinforce things negatively or positively, is what I'm trying to tell you. So in the beginning, in the love bomb / euphoric stage, you were experiencing a lot of positivity, a lot of what could be, a lot of what the future would be with you guys, with the two of you. But that all goes away once the narcissist knows that they have you. That's when they begin to change the plans. That's when they begin to stay out later and later during the nighttime. That's when they begin to stay at work later and later, or maybe not at work, but they're telling you they're at work. This is when they begin to text you and ask you where you are, what you're doing, who you're with, and you would report back to the narcissist 2 or 3 paragraphs of every detail of what you were doing, what you are doing, and what you will do. Then what would the narcissist do? They would usually write the letter K, totally devaluing you, invalidating you, or they would write nothing, and you would see the 2 blue check marks, and the narcissist would have read it, but they wouldn't respond to you. And then that would blow up your afternoon, which would roll into the evening, which would roll into tomorrow, etc., etc. You see, this is how you gave the narcissist so many chances. You really sincerely thought that they would improve. You thought that their words would match their actions, and you thought that everything they told you was a possibility or a probability. It's not the case. The narcissist is a snake oil salesperson. What they want to do is bat their eyelashes or show you the rosy cheeks or give you the wink or the look, and they want to say, hey, yeah, I'll get you stuck in that fog, and I'm going to take everything and more from you, and you won't even know it. But this is why you gave the narcissist so many chances, because you were believing in the mask. You were believing in their words. It was an exciting roller coaster of emotions and experiences during the love bomb stage. I'll fast forward to this part. Well, even when you're in the devaluation stage, at times, the narcissist can pull out the good mask and they can show you some fun. Maybe you went on a vacation that wasn't necessarily blown up all the time, or maybe you went on a weekend getaway that wasn't blown up all the time. You see, the narcissist, they want to keep people strung along, so they will show you a little bit of positivity here and there, but it will be a little bit. It will be fake, it won't be sustainable, and it will meant to keep you trapped in the fog longer and longer, so you eventually would do what? That's right, so you eventually would give them more and more chances. This is what the narcissist wants. One of the many challenging parts of the narcissistic relationship for people to wrap their head around, and there are many, but one of them is the fact that the narcissist never loved you. They didn't, they don't, and they never will. They don't love anybody. They don't love their own kids. They don't love their spouses. They don't love their exes. They don't love their own parents because they don't know what love is. They're empty inside. There's a void there. There is a chip missing, and they know it. So they have to blend into society with everyday people, and they have to act like they are the same as everyday people. But what the everyday people that are not the narcissist don't realize is that the narcissist is envious and jealous of them, and the narcissist wants to inflict damage to them. You see, putting narcissism aside for a moment, if you were in a romantic relationship or friendship before you met the narcissist, it was probably a 50-50 relationship, or 60-40 or 45-55. But when that relationship ended, no matter how it ended, it probably just faded out, or it ended amicably, but you didn't have to heal from that relationship. See, the narcissistic relationship is the relationship that you will need to heal from, and it will take time. It will take a lot of time, but in your time you will heal if you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community, because most of us on the channel have been through the narcissistic abusive cycle. Some of us are still in it. Some of us have gone through it multiple times. Some of us have even experienced the dark night of the soul. Most of us have understood eventually that we cannot continue to give the narcissist chances. No matter what the narcissist does, and I will talk about hoovering in a moment, the narcissist doesn't deserve to see you, to hear your voice, to know where you're living, to know who you're communicating with, what your hobbies are, what your projects are, how your kids are doing, what kind of car you just bought, or the smartphone you bought. They should know nothing about you. The less the narcissist knows about you, the better off you will be. And the less you know about the narcissist, the better off you will be. But now let's focus to a Hoover, which is going in line with the thumbnail, why you need to stop giving them chances. It's because the Hoover is just that. It's basically the narcissist saying, hey, give me another opportunity to abuse you. Leave that door open a crack, I'll kick it wide open, and we'll go back for another round of punishment. And you will have to heal from that punishment that I administered to you, because I have nothing to heal from, because I don't think I do anything wrong. And some time has passed, and now I think you are Hooverable. This is what the narcissist may be thinking if you didn't go no contact. And now I think you are hooverable because you've forgotten about some of the past. And now if I can just contact you, maybe knock on your door, send you an email, send you a text if you haven't blocked me, or send in a flying monkey, wink, wink, any and or all of these things could happen. And what would happen? Then maybe you get stuck. Maybe you start thinking about the past, and maybe you start ruminating and saying, you know what, it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. And then maybe you do open the door. Maybe you communicate with the narcissist, and here we go again. That's not what we want. You see, the narcissist, they will tell you anything they possibly can to be able to get close to you and your energy. This whole thing on the planet is energy. There's an energetic connection with you, the person who's consuming the video, whether you're having breakfast right now, you're getting ready to go to bed, you're at work, you're on a plane, a train, an automobile, or maybe you're at the beach relaxing, listening to this video. Wherever you are, you're connected with me. And you really need to understand that. And I am connected with you, even though perhaps we have never met in person. It's the energy. There's an energetic connection. It happens all around you. And when you break the ties and the chains of the narcissistic relationship, which include the emotional tie, the financial tie, the physical tie, and yes, the spiritual tie is huge. When you break those chains and you shatter them, then you will see the world through a brand new, different set of eyes. It won't be the rose-tinted glasses that perhaps you were looking at the world from before you met the narcissist. It will be reality for how it is, and you will be able to tap into the energy that is all around you. Each and every day during one-on-one sessions, people tell me about the energy. They ask me questions. Is this real? Like, is there a really energetic connection with me and the narcissist? And the answer to that question is yes. It's deeper than you think, it's darker than you know, and it will not ever benefit you if you are still in communication with the narcissist. But going back to the Hoover, understand a few things. The Hoover is meant to keep you trapped and stuck thinking about the narcissist, what possibly could be, what once was, and if maybe you want to give them another opportunity. The Hoover, in a nutshell, is the narcissist checking or testing the temperature of you to see if you would go back, or if you do mean anything to them, or if you're open to have communication with them. It's basically the narcissist pumping up their own fragile ego, seeing if you'll talk with them. That's probably the best way I can say it. So don't accept a Hoover. A Hoover will never benefit you. It's like the Trojan horse in Greek mythology. The Trojan horse goes into the enemy's camp, and in the Trojan horse, which appeared to be a gift on the exterior, once the Trojan horse gets through the gates of the enemy, then all the soldiers come out and sabotage time. That's what a Hoover is. Play that part of the message, play it a few times. Don't accept a Hoover. So this goes back to the thumbnail again. Why you need to stop giving them chances? It's because the more chances you give the narcissist, specifically when you know that they are a narcissist or a toxic person, then the harder it's going to be for you to break the trauma bond, the harder it's going to take for you to heal, the more you're going to still stay stuck, the less you're going to be focusing on yourself, and the more the narcissist will have the ability to control you. And what does the narcissist want? Well, I'll tell you right now, number one, they want your money. Number two, they want your time. Number three, they want control. And number four, they do not want you believing in yourself. So if you are still leaving avenues of communication open with the narcissist, and you're giving them other opportunities, more chances, if you will, this is not a good thing. Now, it may be a tough pill to swallow, but I'm just going to share with you. The further you get away from the narcissist, the less communication you have, eventually going no contact with them, the better off you will be. Will it help the narcissist out? No, it won't, because they're not going to have access to your energy. But we don't care about the narcissist. We care about you. So what you are going to need to do is you need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third, and nobody is going to come knocking on your door and give you a magic pill or wave a magic wand and say, okay, you're out of it, everything's good, begin living your life again, go back out there and do whatever you're going to do. It doesn't work that way. That is why you need to slow your life down, and you need to stay insulated and protected in the cocoon of boundaries. This is where you heal. This is where you go no contact. This is where you understand childhood wounds and heal those, and see a therapist and journal and meditate and watch videos and write and slow your life down and put yourself back together. This is where you begin to take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. This is when you can do whatever you want to do. But the cocoon of boundaries is just that for a reason. Cocoon means you're insulated. Boundaries means you're not giving anybody your time or energy or letting them tell you what their beliefs are about you. And when you break free from the cocoon of boundaries, what do? That's when you begin to fly away like a butterfly, like a chrysalis. This is the third version of you. It's the strongest version of you known to humankind. And this is rarefied air, which I've said so frequently on videos recently. If you know that what you've had to go through, which was the toxic narcissistic relationship, and you know how much work it took for you to put yourself back together, and you are still in communication with the narcissist, or they are not blocked, you really need to take a good look at yourself and say, okay, I need to block them. Because every avenue of communication potential with the narcissist needs to be slammed airtight. It needs to be super glued closed. The narcissist should have no access to you whatsoever. You need to do the best for yourself, which goes back to this: control what you can control. If you can control the communication of the narcissist by hitting the block button, what are you waiting for? Do it today, if not now, when? But giving them so many chances, this is what you were doing. You were giving them chances over and over and over again until something broke, something snapped, something gave. And that's what the narcissist wanted. You see, they wanted to take everything from you: your time, money, relationships, energy, love, empathy, everything. And what they wanted to do was to leave you a shell of yourself, for you to have to pay a big price for you being you and for you believing in the narcissist and their words. And then they would just slither away onto somebody new. This is why the cycle goes around and around and around. And unfortunately, it will continue to go around. But the key is, it will go around without you. That's why you need to stop giving them so many chances. Stop falling for the mask. Stop believing in their words. Stop looking at their crocodile tears. Stop listening to their victimness or victimhood. Oh, you're the best thing I ever had. I can't believe it. Why won't you just unblock me? Can't we get together? Can't we just start again? No. There's a reason you're on the channel. There's a reason you have looked at other relationships and slowed your life down, because this relationship almost took you down for the count, but it didn't. You are here. You are getting stronger. Your energy is returning. You're understanding that this is a journey. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And this will include you doing everything you can for yourself, by yourself, and that benefits yourself, but it cannot include any toxic people. And I mean anybody. And at the top of that list is the narcissist. So understand what I'm sharing with you. Why you gave them chances in the beginning of that relationship? Because it was exciting, it was new, you didn't know narcissism existed, and you ignored red flags, etc. When you were in it, you were already in it. It was too late. You were already caught up in the fog. You were in it too deep. You couldn't see where you were. Post-relationship, once you get the wisdom and the clarity arrives and the fog is lifted and the smoke is cleared, that's when you see the relationship for what it was, not what you thought it was. And that's when you get the strength and the courage to say, yes, I need to block these people, and I cannot be giving them any more chances, no matter what they say, no matter what they claim. The narcissist will continue to use the smear campaign, triangulation, gaslighting, blame shifting, stonewalling, projection, mirroring, anything they possibly can to get people to believe in what they're trying to sell. And that was you for a period of time. It's no longer you. That's why you're understanding that you are the priority. And you really need to stop giving these toxic people chances. Everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bear in mind, we all gave the narcissist chances. Many, many, many chances. We ignored many things. We now understand that, yes, we had a learning curve. We now understand that many people on the planet don't have our best interest at heart. Many people can't fall in love. Many people actually want to take other people down for the count. And many people are envious and jealous of you. And that is what the narcissist was. And they're at the top of that list. So now we have boundaries. We can now say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. This relationship has changed you forever. It's changed you for the betterment. You need to really understand that you now have a superpower. And you have a superpower on steroids, post-narcissistic relationship, when you see people for who they are, and you can feel their energy, and you can watch their words and see if their actions match up. In the past, you couldn't do any of those things. You were in the everyday fog, which led you to the narcissistic fog. Then you were broken, and you were probably discarded, and my heart goes out to you if you were, or even if you weren't, if you had to end the relationship. But then you had to heal. But before you healed, you had to figure out what narcissism was. That's why you are one of the few. That's why you're one of the strong and one of the wise people. You need to really take this seriously, because this is your life. It's not a game of giving opportunities to toxic people who do not even want you to exist. I love you all. God bless you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.